from FM 1059. And I just want to follow up the question the lady just asked regarding the safety, because talking about the nuclear generation side, I think the general public's main concern is the safety. Do you want to say something to the general public, to reassure the safety to them?
We have the strongest safety standards in the world, and we've been safely providing nuclear power for over 60 years in Ontario. And we want to continue to provide affordable, clean, and reliable power for the next generation. And there's a nuclear renaissance happening. The world is literally turning to nuclear as a solution to some of our great environmental and economic challenges. And Canadian technology is leading the way. And I want to assure the people of Ontario that as we build for the next 25 years, our focus is going to be on reliable energy, clean energy, and affordable energy, so that we can keep our bills low. Because under the former Liberals, hydro rates increased by 300%. The current Liberals are increasing the carbon tax, quadrupling it on April 1st. So we need affordability to be a priority, and of course we need to be reliable, safe, and clean. And that's what nuclear energy is. Nuclear energy every year takes the equivalent, you talk about safety in the environment, it takes the equivalent of 15 million vehicles off the road, because otherwise we'd be using dirty forms of energy to meet that demand. 15 million vehicles are removed from the road every year in this country because nuclear energy displaces coal or natural gas. So this is a good thing for our country. It's Canadian tech, Canadian workers, Canadian energy to solve the world's problems, and that's what we want to see more of.
Okay, thank you. I want to follow up another question regarding the electric vehicle subsidy policy.
Yes.
The federal government just stopped their subsidy policy, and Ontario doesn't have that plan. And does the Ontario government plan to introduce a new subsidy policy to the electric vehicle purchasers?
So, the Liberals in Canada and even in Ontario, they want to impose a mandate where all vehicles are electric, which is frankly crazy. The idea that the government is going to impose decisions on consumers that everyone must have an electric vehicle in Canada. The country we live in. It's a cold, vast nation. Not everyone lives in the suburbs of the cities. In the rural parts of Ontario, that can only be considered a radical position of the Liberals that want to, make life more difficult and more expensive for people. Now, look, I believe in allowing people to make the choices. We respect their choices. Some of our own colleagues have EVs. Great. Let it be a choice of the people. But what we did is we cut the gas tax, because 90% of Ontarians drive a combustion engine. So we cut the gas tax by 10 cents. The Liberals opposed that. We took the Liberals to the Supreme Court against the carbon tax. They opposed that too. And now we announced an energy affordability program, and they've expressed no support for that. So we stand alone when it comes to affordability. We announced 1,300 additional EV charging stations across small and medium-sized communities in Ontario, so that we have more EV infrastructure to make it easier to drive an EV if you choose to do that. But what we're not going to do is we're not going to give a subsidy to a person to purchase a $125,000 car. We don't think that's a good use of taxpayer dollars. I'd rather help lower and middle-income families pay their energy bills than subsidize individuals who could afford six-figure cars. And I think most Canadians would agree. So we're going to make the infrastructure more available. We're going to continue to support EV production of the cars in Ontario. As you know, we have $47 billion of EV companies that have come to Ontario because of our Premier's leadership, attracting the conditions for investment, where we are responsibly developing our critical minerals, all of them that are needed, like lithium and cobalt and other critical minerals and rare earths that are needed to build the EV are made in Ontario, in the north, the Ring of Fire. So we are like this amazing one-stop shop, from the minerals to the production of vehicles to the technology. We've done amazing in Ontario. We have more work to do to make EVs easier to drive, but we definitely will not be subsidizing expensive cars in this province. That's just not a priority. It's not a good use of taxpayer dollars.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, this will be final question.
Hello.
So with Daniel Smith not signing on to the agreement that was just had with the with the premiers, and now you're going to be in the U.S. Is there conversations you're looking to have? Are we sending mixed messaging here?
Premier Ford, yeah, no, thank you. Premier Ford believes we need to be united as a country. His expression is, united we stand, divided we fall. I mean, these are tariffs that have significant impacts on our economy, could cost hundreds of thousands of jobs, and now more than ever, our position is through a unified and strong advocacy to the President Trump and the U.S., we can stand up for our jobs and make the case we should be building a more integrated energy supply chain through the AMCAN, this fortress AMCAN, vision of greater energy and economic integration. But we definitely believe everything must be on the table. We have to negotiate from a position of strength, and I assure the people of Ontario and Canada that Premier Ford and all the premiers are working together to safeguard our economy, protect our jobs. And what the Premier's also said is if, God forbid, these tariffs are imposed and it creates hardship on our workers and families, that he and our government and our party will stand together to provide the supports that people will need during that difficulty.
And will you be buying a blue hat with the not for sale sign?
I'm definitely buying a Canada's Not For Sale hat. I'll buy you one too, by the way, okay? There's a long lineup for them, okay? Yeah, everyone wants one. Rami wants one as well.
Shannon,
With action.
I also want to thank MPP Billy Bang staff are here, and MPP Billy Bang couldn't make it. He had a previous commitment, and thank you for being here. And we are on Markham Union Will riding, MPP Billy Bang riding.
Thank you,
And
yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for saying that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Billy. Yeah, Billy's been an amazing, we worked together, he was parliamentary assistant, and he still is the parliamentary assistant in education.
Yeah.
An amazing leader, he built many schools in his community together, the public and Catholic school boards, and really working hard to restore common sense back in our education system. So thank you, Billy, and thank you, Logan. It is Tamil New Year, Thai Pongal, so I want to wish you, it's Pongalo Pongal? Pongalo Pongal, okay, I'm learning. And Daisy, Chinese New Year is around the corner. Daisy is a fearless leader. We call her affectionately Mama Daisy at Queen's
Yes.
Park. She's the mother to many of us youngsters at Queen's Park, and an incredible leader that's standing up for families in Richmond Hill. So thank you for your leadership, and I would thank you all.
Thank you very much, Minister. I just want to say one more thing is, this is not my first time telling everybody about this special energy saving program. I got such great response, and the first time you announce it, a lot of people catch on to it. They are very excited. And this is something that we are asking them to work together with us for the energy savings, and then also put money into their pocket.
Yes.
And also create jobs. And that is so good when we're saying that there are so many other jobs that we might got affected if something terrible happened to us. But on the other hand, we already are in the back scene doing a lot of work, making sure Ontarians are covered. And thank you very much, Minister, and definitely to the Premier. And we will work together, not just us in the caucus members, but all the people with all the Ontarians out there. We'll work together to make Ontario a good place to live.
Prime
And raise
Minister-
your family.
Prime Minister Daisy Way, everyone, okay?
Mama Daisy, I am happy with that.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you for all being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Logan.
Okay, good job. Okay.